Today I'll show you a hand-tied bouquet, a bridal bouquet. We're only going to be using white flowers, and we're going to be using some flowers that are wired, pre-wired prior to making the flowers. So we're going to be using some Lisianthus. I'm going to go ahead and set those out on the table so that we have all our product ready for us when we're doing the hand tied. And this you have to do, get all your flowers ready, simply because your hands are going to be tied while doing the hand tie. So yesterday we did a video, and I thought I was going to save the video on Instagram. It was a live on using the Holy Chapel floral egg cage. This is it's produced by Syndicate Sales, and they just started making this in the USA, so they're no longer sending it abroad to be made. I really liked it. It gives a very light, airy, natural, organic bouquet for the bridal bouquet, and I think I'll be using more of these. This is the 4-inch. I think we tried to put a lot of flowers in there to see how it would look. At some point it was getting a little bit jammed up because some of the stems were really thick. So I think going forward, now I know this would be a smaller bouquet I would use this for. I wouldn't try to use so many flowers. And for the 6-inch, then I would try, I know that I can go bigger with it, but that's really nice product. Today I'm just gonna do a hand tie. We're gonna be using some Lisianthus, and these are the Lisianthus. We are going to be using some ranunculus, maybe 1 or 2 ranunculus, beautiful flower. We're going to be using kale, and we're going to wire the kale. We're going to be using kale. This we're going to wire. We're going to be using some mini Pittosporum as our greens. Hypericum berries, white in the white. Maybe a couple roses. We'll use some roses in there. And some hellebores. I got my ranunculus in with the hellebores. And some hellebores. Also, we're going to be using some of these stars of Bethlehem. I really like this. We're going to be using basically the same thing we used in the other video, but I'm unable to save that video. We're going to be using white lilacs as well. These are very beautiful. I didn't show that long enough. White lilacs. We are going to be using 3 hydrangeas, and the stems on this is really thick. So we're going to be using some hydrangeas. We're probably going to leave the leaves on there. I'm not sure yet. We're going to be using some Italian Ruscus. And maybe some olive branches. These are the olive branches. We'll see how it turns out. I should have put some of the olive branches and the Italian Ruscus. I didn't show you that. We also have some Pittosporum. Not sure if we're going to use this. We might collar everything up with a mini pit, just to keep it a little bit simple. But I love how this looks. It looks so elegant and beautiful. Now, I did mention in a video before, prior to this, that I'll be showing how to wire something like kale. I have this little one. I'm not going to use it, but the stems are pretty thick on them, as well as the hydrangeas. But I wouldn't wire the hydrangeas because they have to be in the water. But the kale I'll do, and I'll make sure that it's hydrated before I do wire it. So what I will do, I will cut it right where I think I'm going to need to wire. I'm going to leave the leaves on. I'm not going to cut too close to the neck. Most of the times when you're wiring something, you'll cut really close to the neck. But I'm going to leave a little bit on here. So I will cut it from there. And I would take 2 of my heavier gauge wires, which I've set aside. And these are pretty thick, heavy gauge wire, and I would take it and I would run one through like that. Make sure the two sides are even. Then I would run another one through. And I'm just gonna do one really, really quick because the videos do take long. I realize that I can't upload it when it's too long. Then I would run another one, almost making an X through the flower. I don't know if you can see that. Almost making an X through the flower. And then I would pull, these down. I got some pollen on me. I thought I cut myself. Then I'll pull these down so that I created a little stem for the flower. Once again, I'll take the floral tape and I'll start pulling, stretching and twisting, because it sticks to itself when you stretch and twist. You stretch and twist. Stretch, pull and twist. Stretch, pull and twist. Stretch, pull and twist. And then you can, and there you go. It's perfect. You can bend this around in your arrangement as you need it. Sometimes you make your arrangement, everything's standing straight up, and you know, if you bend it, it'll break. So what you can do is wire some of these flowers so that you can bend them so they can show in the right direction, so that every angle that you look at the bouquet would have a flower looking at you. Okay, so we'll start with the hydrangeas. Now I want to make sure I have everything on the table that I'm ready to use. We'll start with the hydrangea, and you could place them like this, but sometimes I prefer to put them like this because then you're going to be adding some stuff in. But you find a nice, and you remember when you're doing a hand tied, you basically put the flowers in an X, but we can put the 3 hydrangeas together and kind of play with it to see which way it's going to give a better shape for your bouquet. Already this is looking beautiful. That's a nice shape. So we want this to be almost where you can't see that the hydrangeas are there. So what we will do is add some of this in, and this is the Italian Ruscus. We'll add some of this in from the top just to give it a little interest. Not too much, because we don't want it to be, this is more of a, you know, like a English mass style sort of bouquet. And I should have probably cut some of these branches off before I started on this, because I just want the tip of the flower and I don't want the leaves. I just had to cut some of the leaves off. I don't want the leaves to be ripping up everything as I'm entering it into the hydrangea. And the hydrangea will actually act as an armature for the flowers. See, already I don't like where this one is. I'm gonna take it out and place it again. So I'm kind of setting this where it's almost like, you know, kissing each other, because the flower that I'm going to put in the center is going to be a Lisianthus, just something sticking out at the top, giving it some interest. And that's what Lisianthus does. It gives a lot of beautiful interest to this sort of a bouquet with their little wispy. We'll go in with some hellebores through another one of these cracks in the hydrangeas. So where the hydrangeas meet, that's practically where you're gonna put your flowers. And already this is looking pretty with the Lisianthus there and the hellebores in there. And we're doing a twist and turn. We're gonna come in with, if you can can see this, it's very pretty. And we're gonna turn, and when we turn, we're gonna put some of this mini Pittosporum in there. You can pull the hellebores down, hellebores, I always say hellebores down a little bit, and I'm gonna turn again. Already this is looking gorgeous. This time I turn, I'm gonna go in with some Lizzie's. That's a little bit too high because it's the center. We'll probably get higher as we come out, but we can work with this. I'm gonna pull some of these leaves off before it gets trapped in the center of the bouquet, because we really want, this is the bridal bouquet, and we really want this to be beautiful. Right now I'm gonna add in some of the lilacs in here. I'm gonna make this dance out a little bit. It's looking beautiful, I love it. And we're gonna go in, we'll put the pit over there. Maybe we'll put an olive branch next to the, and that is pretty. We'll just let it peek out. I don't know if you can see the olive branch. We'll put it a little bit next to the lilacs. Then I'm gonna do a quarter turn again, and I'm gonna come in. I think we need another hellebores in here. I picked up 2. And I'm kind of draping the hellebores over so that when everything is there and then it starts to dance back, you know, you can actually see the beauty in them. Some of them I might cut them off if it's too limp. This one's I just wanted to peek up. So you can do at the end, but I'm just being a little bit finicky right now with this. Right now I'm gonna put in a rose. I don't touch the roses because they can be very finicky. They don't like to be touched. Quarter turn, and I'm gonna come in with a couple more of these. One more of this while cleaning the stems. And this is what I was talking about yesterday, when my hands try to hold on to the stems of the flower. But I'm doing fine right now. And we're gonna just stick that up, turn again. I think in here I'm gonna put the kale. I've wired my kale because, like I said, I want to create a little bit of height in them. So I'm going to put the 3 of them together on this corner. I don't know if you can see that. I'm going to keep them together. And then when I'm done, we're probably gonna bend them as we need them to show. Right next to the kale, let's see if we do. I think next to the kale, I want something white. So we'll probably do some Lisianthus in this area. Yeah, to kind of show it off a little bit. See, now it's popping because I put the Lizzie right next to that. We'll turn again, and we'll bring another rose in. And we also have hypericum berries. We'll leave the roses to dance a little bit at the top. So the hydrangea is almost getting a little bit lost in there, and that's what we want. I think in here we're gonna put one of these stars of Bethlehem in here. I'll put it on the opposite side of the kale over here, just to give a little interest. I'm seeing that now. And this is the beauty of it. You're the designer. You figure out exactly where you want everything to go. We'll come in here with some more Lisianthus. And we'll do a quarter turn and we'll put some hellebores. Quarter turn, get a couple more of these. And right in here is where I think we'll put these interesting stars of Bethlehem. I don't know if you can see where I'm placing this. And I'm putting them in groups of threes because I only have 3, so we'll just place them together. And at this point, I will add in another, just to fill that space in, another one of these lilacs. I think I need a lilac over here, but we'll wait till we get there. For now, I'm gonna put some more Lisianthus. And see, the hand tie is twist and turn, so you're layering it on top of each other, and you're kind of creating a spiral. Kind of creating a spiral with this. And I can see over here we need some hellebores, so we'll put some of those in right here. I'll put another one. And this is looking beautiful. And before, we'll just try to control everything in its place after we pit this. So you want to give it a look and make sure you can pull the rows up, you can push the rows down. I think I'll push them down a little bit. You want them to show, but you don't want them to overpower the bouquet. I think I need another rose somewhere around there. We'll leave that one there. Okay, what am I missing? Oh, the hypericum berries. We can probably place these in somewhere around where the roses are, just to highlight those, because the roses are kind of plain. I don't know if you can see this. Where's the other rose? I lost it already. So yeah, the hypericum berries are really doing a beautiful job at highlighting the roses. I don't know if you can see that, but it's beautiful. So we'll put this in here. And there's no really rhyme or reason, but we're just doing this because we like how these look, and you can take something out if you don't like it and add something in before you tie it off. So we just basically collared the roses with the hypericum berries. And let's use a couple more olive branches because they're thicker and they can actually help hold the hellebores up a little bit. So we'll use that as kind of like braces for the hellebores. And I'm holding it down, but I should be holding it where you can see what I'm doing. Another quarter turn, and we'll add one of these in. I think I'll add that. I need something white over in this corner, so maybe some more Lisianthus. Actually, I could probably get away, yeah. I'll put some Lisianthus over there. No, actually, in this area, I said I was gonna put, this is why you have to look and see you have some of this over here, and then now to make it balanced, we'll put some of the lilacs in over here. So we'll have our three. As a matter of fact, we'll probably put another one here and call this the front of the bouquet. Actually, I'm liking how this looks over here. And we're pretty much done. We're not gonna put anything else on this. Maybe some Lisianthus just for the tips. Maybe I'll get a ranunculus in here. Can't find a ranunculus that I like. Yeah, for the purpose of the video. Put one in there. I like that. I just put a ranunculus there next to the rose. I don't know if you can see it, it's very pretty. And I'll just stick one of these mini Pittosporums inside of the top of the bouquet, just to give a little interest. I'll spread it out and I'll spread the love for that in there, just to give a little color. And I'll come back in with, again, some olive. Just want to make sure that there's some olive in different areas and not just one area. Because we already started putting the olive in, so we'll just put a little bit more. And I'm cleaning the branches as I go down, further down on the bouquet. And these hellebores, you can work them in, turn them around, and work them in. We can do that after. Let's see, maybe we'll crown with some pit. This is beautiful. This hellebores here is really bothering me because it's deciding to hang the opposite way that I want it to be. I want it to go this way, but it's hanging the other way. Let's find a shorter piece. I don't like how that piece is performing. Here's a much better piece. I think this would do a little bit of a better job. All right. So now we'll just put the pit in there and crown that. I got my wire, so I might just use the wire to tie this off. I got a ton more Pittosporum. I think that's it. There we have it. I just gotta find my wire, the thicker wire. There you go. So I'll take the wire and with my index finger I'll hold on to it and I'll bring it around, see if I can get that to go a second time. I'll hold it tight. And then here, so I twisted it around the stems quite tightly. And then here I'm gonna start twisting. Usually at this point you can twist and spin it, but this is a bridal bouquet, I don't wanna spin it. And this is just very lovely. So I'm gonna cut the wire and turn it back into the bouquet. Using the tip of my wire cutters, I'm gonna take it and twist it into the bouquet. So when I do wrap this, and that's in there very nicely. At this point, I'm gonna take all the little leaves off of here, and then I'm gonna hold this together, and I'm gonna cut. When I get to the wires, hopefully I'll not cut the wires with my good cutters, but if I see them, I'll cut them with the wire cutter to keep my cutter sharp. So as you can see, I'm holding it as a bunch, and then I want to get a straight cut on here for how the bouquet is gonna fall. So at this point, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna make sure it's straight, and then I'm gonna grab it again, and then I'm gonna cut those stems straight. Now that I cut them straight, I'm gonna look for the ones that are sticking out, and I'm just gonna cut those off because they make no sense. They're gonna be too woody in there. And then I'll go in the center of the bouquet and cut some of these out. Now I'm gonna set the bouquet down and give it one little tap, maybe two. And it should stand on its own like that. Once it stands on its own, you're pretty much done. You can leave it like this, talk about it, look at it, see what needs to be done. But this is a beautiful, beautiful bridal bouquet. And at this point, what you can do is adjust your flowers. So these Star of Israel, I'm just gonna pull them up a little bit because they're tucked in and it's making this side of the bouquet look a little bit flat. So I've just lifted those out of there, and we can tie this with our, with our ribbon. We can tie this up with our ribbon. I think I would do that right now. I have the ribbon here. I would tie it up and make it look pretty. I like this ribbon. It's very light. It's sheer. It's basically tulle, but I use a very expensive fabric for depending on what the bride's wearing. I use a very expensive fabric ribbon, and I don't want to use that for the purpose of the tutorial. So I'm going to use this tulle, but I'm going to make it look very luxurious by wrapping it around several times. And you can make it your own. Use the flowers that you like. And if you have any questions, leave it in the comment. The next video that we make, we'll definitely come back and address all of your questions. If there's something you would like to see, maybe one day we'll be doing that. And instead of just doing it quick to get it out, we would set up some time so we can make a video for training purposes. is just so beautiful. The bridal bouquet. Let us know what you think about our hand-tied hydrangea versus the well, I will have to do that video over again with the floral egg. I love the floral egg. This is a tighter bouquet that you can use in the weddings, but the Holy Chapel floral egg allows for more play and more room in the look of the arrangement. Thanks for watching, and join us next time. Also, don't forget to leave comments in our video on YouTube. We're gonna put all our videos on YouTube and then upload them to Instagram because we're having problems with recording. So leave a comment and look for us on YouTube and check out our videos.